I'm Michael Robert Yeager.
And I'm John Bevins.
And this is Breaking Normal.
What's up, everybody? It's a Star Wars video. Being that Rogue One came out in December, we decided to do a video about the time-old question of whether the Sith or the Jedi is better.
Or the Sith. Which are?
I would wholeheartedly disagree. I guess, Mike, you have the floor.
Okay, I would say that the Jedi are very hypocritical. I think, the Sith actually follow their code, For one thing, the Jedi constantly disobey, what the Force wants them to do, which to be a Jedi would be to flow with the Force, is that correct?
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree that they've kind of made it a perversion at this point?
I wouldn't say they made it a perversion so much as they feel as if the Force flows in the direction that the Republic does. So they do what's best for the Republic.
That's all good and dandy if you follow the code and follow what you teach. But if we look at Episode 3, how many times does Anakin say that's against the code? Windu goes past it. You know what I mean? This is treason. We shouldn't be doing this. And basically, they just say fuck it, and give him every which reason to turn against the Jedi. You have this guy going across the galaxy protecting everyone that's important to the Jedi or the Republic. But you leave his mother, the one person that, does the means the world to him, by herself. You just, he can't go get her or save her or anything. And that was actually one of the giant keys to him turning to the dark side. Wouldn't you at least agree with that?
I do agree with that. To balance the Force, being that there was currently starting to be that disturbance that they talk about during the the 4, 5, and 6, but the original 3. But I would have to say that they're not necessarily hypocritical. They have a code of conduct to structure the power that they are able to manipulate, and they don't want just anybody to be able to manipulate it because, then you got these people that can be tyrants that can grow to power and do evil things upon the masses as opposed to, not really affecting, negatively. And on the subject of his mom, that's, again, the argument is of the few over the many. They could have stationed Anakin there and some other Jedi there, but then those Jedi that were protecting just his mom wouldn't be there on a different planet protecting the peoples there, and they would be subjugated or even killed, so... I would also say that the Sith do definitely break their own code of conduct. They constantly fight with each other. They constantly bicker, and they constantly attack each other's
regimes. Okay, let me stop you there. Okay, that is the whole reason why Darth Bane... I'm sorry if people don't know who Darth Bane is, but Darth Bane was the first Sith to create the rule of two, which we, see throughout the saga. There's always two Sith, a master and apprentice. And the whole idea is you have the master to embody the power, and the apprentice to crave the power. And once the apprentice is strong enough, he kills the master and becomes a new master, so no matter what, the Sith get stronger and stronger. Wouldn't you agree that's why Sidious was more powerful than just about every Jedi? And I will say that Yoda did go toe-to-toe with him, but for him to outclass any other Jedi, because these were all Jedi Masters, if you remember, that went to get him, right?
Yeah.
So they were supposed to be some of the best of the Order, And I mean, he literally wipes them out like in 1-2 swings.
And so they were working for the Republic through Palpatine, who was technically the Emperor, who then manipulated the purpose of the Jedi to pretty much make Anakin go that way.
Okay, we're not debating on who's evil and who's good here. We're debating on who's better.
Agreed, sorry.
Okay, so, I mean,
Side
to look at
there.
it from that point of view, you know what I mean, the Sith do anything necessary to make things happen, versus the Jedi limit themselves by rules, which they break. So it doesn't even make sense to have the rule in the first place.
Look at Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan didn't break the rules.
I'm pretty sure in his fight against Maul, he used his anger to strike him down because he was upset about his master being killed.
Yeah, but
Did he not show emotion, which a Jedi is not supposed to show whatsoever in a fight or conflict, correct?
Agreed.
And he completely did that when he cut down Maul.
Yeah, but what time after that do you see him show the same expression of emotion? And not only that, I mean, you be somebody, let's say Obi-Wan maybe 18 to 20, and see the person that you followed around from your younger years who has taught you, pretty much been your father, you see him get struck down by your enemy. Either way, your enemy needs to die. And you got now this sense of purpose. You know that he needs to die because he's a bad person, and that he killed your father in this sense. Yes, he showed emotion and anger, but if you look at his fighting, he definitely didn't let it bleed into his fighting. He actually fought him with skill and defeated him fairly in a fight. I don't see how that is breaking the rules so much as that he felt for a moment and then still logically went after his opponent. I feel like that's definitely well within the conduct. Thus, I can bring up episode 2, where, Anakin gets angry. I believe it's episode 2, Clone Wars, where he goes back and he reprimands the killers of his mom. That is literally acting upon the anger that he felt. He broke the conduct, but I don't think that Obi-Wan has broke the conduct since episode 1. I mean, he could have in between episode 3 and 4. I don't think so, but I really feel like Obi-Wan was the closest to the true Jedi path.
You have your Grandmaster, Master Yoda, which is Grandmaster of the Council. For people that don't know what that is, that'd be, I guess, kind of being like president, and then you have the Senate. I guess, I don't know if that's a fair comparison, but you know what I mean? Basically, Yoda's word is above all other Jedi, no matter what, even though there is a council.
Yeah.
Okay, and he literally says that the Clone Wars corrupted the Jedi, that the Jedi did become corrupt.
Yeah, well, they were also being controlled by Palpatine. That was why I was saying what I said earlier. But I think that's...
And another point why the Sith are better is he controlled the entire Jedi. This guy created a war and made the Jedi fight it for him. Okay, they were fucking clueless the entire time, up until it was too late.
But that doesn't make them better. That just makes them more manipulative.
They're superior at accomplishing their goals. And in real life, wouldn't a lot of people agree things that make an athlete great, a performer great, and things like that is, what's the key word? Passion, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the Sith believe in, okay? They're just very passionate about going through their goals. Which, yes, it does include anger, love, and all, the emotions that go with it.
Young fool. Only now, at understand.
Argument isn't gonna be finished today between the two of us. Obviously, you're very strongly, Sith, and I'm very strongly Jedi. So
yeah, so I would think, it'd be best if maybe the viewers could tell us what they think, because I can tell you're not going to be able to convince me that a Jedi is better than a Sith when a Sith accomplishes goals,
by using other people, that makes them bad. Like, I don't see how that makes them better in any way. But again, we'll leave it to you guys to decide the ultimate fate of this argument. Who's better, Jedi
or Sith?
But please like and subscribe and keep watching our channel, Breaking Normal. And see you guys later.